My friend has two dogs. One dog's a yappy little happy dog. The other dog is a big sad dog. And you know how children take after their parents? Well, pets also inherit personality traits, and they reflect different parts of their owner's character. The little dog reflects the part of her owner's personality that is healthy, functional, thriving. The big dog reflects the part of his owner's personality that is needy, wounded, and can't make progress. And it's also interesting that he adopts the little dog when he's in a good place in his life. And then later on, he adopts the big dog when he experiences a huge loss in his life and he himself feels traumatized. And the dogs not only represent different phases of his life, but different stages of his soul's growth. Each dog reflects opposite aspects of who he is, and they're both part of him. The little dog always gets pets first because the little one jumps, smiles, he asks to be pet. So as soon as he pets the little one, the big one nudges his giant head into my friend's face and says, "What about me? I get pet too." So he cannot pet one dog, not pet the other dog. He's got to pet them both at the same time. In the same way, there are two parts of who you are: the healthy, thriving part of you and the traumatized, wounded part of you. And you cannot love one without loving the other. You must love them both at the same time, equally. When you see the part of your life that's successful, you're like that little dog, you're happy, you're jumpy, you're playful. When Dodie sees the before picture of her left breast and contemplates if the cancer's coming back, she has the potential to become again like that big dog, worried that he won't be pet or loved as equally as the healthy part of her. And when Sophia looks at the sarcoma on her head and says, "Just leave, be gone," that part of her head is wondering why it cannot be loved as much as the other part of her head. The wounded, traumatized, or damaged parts of yourself do not understand why you don't love them, pet them, or praise them as much as you do the other parts of yourself. They're just parts of you, like how the other parts of you are part of you. They need time to catch up and heal on their own time, then they'll thrive again. But telling those parts of yourself that they're not wanted or not worthy does not make you okay again. You cannot say to your belly fat or your bald spot or your pimples or your finances or any part of yourself that you don't like, "Be gone, go away," or "F cancer," because you cannot heal a part of yourself you hate with hate. You can only heal it with love. And both love and hate, which are on opposite ends of the spectrum of emotions, have such intensity of force that if you resist something, love or hate will bring it right back to you. And if something is resisting you, love or hate will bring you right back to it. So if you don't want that magnetic pull, you can't go to extremes. You've got to hit it in the middle. Apathy, indifference, compromise. But any strong feeling will bring it back to you. You will re-experience it in another form. So my friend takes his dogs for a walk. The big dog gets lost for an hour, and my friend panics. The dog's in a mud puddle chasing a duck. No clue that he's lost. So when my friend finds his dog covered in mud, he asks, why didn't you come when I called? And the dog tilts his head like he's saying, I didn't know that was my job. So I say, my auntie Samantha, the famous animal communicator, says animals need jobs. His job is to track you when you go for a walk to make sure he doesn't get lost. And my friend looks at me and he says, well, he's been through a lot of trauma. It's enough for him to live, eat, sleep, be a dog. Giving him a job's kind of a lot. And I say, well, my auntie says it's part of his healing and your healing. So what's the lesson in this? You can't just let the damaged parts of yourself roam free, do whatever they want without any structure. You have to give them a job. You have to give them a purpose. When part of your soul is damaged, the soul opens for better or worse. And that open wound is going to do two things. Just like a wound in your body, it will bleed and weep fluids. And it will stimulate your immune system. The wound itself recruits the rest of your body to begin the healing process. And the same with your soul. This is called unity. You don't have this part of yourself doing its thing, other part of you Miss Thing doing her thing. You have all parts of yourself dialing in, getting real efficient, and performing at their optimal just to heal one part of yourself or one part of your life. Unity is power. It's one mind, one soul, one heart, one body. It's focus. You didn't have focus before. You just pranced around in a field of daisies. Now you have focus. Do you know what focus is? It's connection. You are fully connected to every force in the universe. And yet, you don't let it pull you off your center. You remain focused. This is your core. This is your power stance. You have two choices when you're damaged. You can throw a tantrum and kick that part of you that you don't like and cry, "Go away!" Or you can get into your power stance. So when my friend loses his dog, at first he doesn't panic. He does nothing, thinking the dog's going to come back. That doesn't work. Then he panics. That also doesn't work. And as soon as he does what Samantha says, he uses his heart as a GPS to connect to his dog. The dog's right there in someone's yard, covered in mud. Connection is the key. Do not separate from the parts of yourself that you don't like. Stay connected. Do not disown it. Don't say you're not part of me. Say you're part of me. That dog doesn't know he's separated from the rest of the pack. The damaged part of yourself doesn't know it's separated from the rest of you. That dog doesn't know it has a job. The damaged part of you doesn't know it has a job. It knows you're worried. It knows you're scared. But it has no idea it has a purpose. Please write this in your journal. Stay connected. Give it purpose. Okay, now you're going to write down one part of yourself or your life that you consider damaged, wounded, or not up to par with how you want it to be. It can be your cancer, your bad knee, your bald spot, your cellulite, but it can also be your relationship, your finances, could be your career or your family. So go ahead and write down that one area of you or your life that you feel that you don't like? Okay, very good. Now, step two, remember you can't just get rid of it. It has to be useful. So please write in your journal, I can't just get rid of it. It has to be useful.